Hello everybody, it's theCUBE. We got a lot going on, from Lenovo's new smartwatch to Google's new 360-degree story, GoPro's next step, our crowdfunding segment, the social watch, and so much more. Let's play. And we hit the show off with some big futuristic news from Lenovo. Now, if I were the biggest PC company in the world, I would have probably been quite satisfied with the achievement, but I'm not Lenovo, and that's why the Chinese company just debuted two highly unusual prototypes at its Tech World conference in Beijing. The first is a smartwatch called Magic View, which boasts not one but two screens, with the regular screen supplemented by a smaller one that you can hold up to your face to look at. Not awkward at all. The other prototype, however, is much crazier. It's a laser projector smartphone that projects images, video, etc. onto surfaces such as desks, walls, and floors. And if that's not enough, it also reacts to hand gestures. So Lenovo 1, amputees 0.
你是能够给你键盘，啊，这个它还能做更多，它可以把你的所有的琴谱都装进去，对，让你任意的投在桌上、墙上、钢琴上，怎么样？想不想试一试？
我太好了，这太省我事儿了
啊！我们正好这个现场有一台钢琴，要不你演奏啊，我替你翻谱，咱们来个3手连弹。
The best page turn in the world.
It seems GoPro isn't satisfied either. The next step for the popular action camera maker is a 6-camera array that could produce content for virtual reality systems by recording spherical video. Now you can film everything around you and miss nothing except the elusive feeling of being in the moment. But don't worry about it, you drones. We all know that one of the most popular places you can stick your GoPro camera is on your drone. So of course GoPro is also looking into entering that market directly. GoPro CEO Nick Woodman, who described the drone as the ultimate GoPro accessory, said you can expect drones with built-in cameras in the second half of the next year. Spotlight Stories, a series of short films and animations produced by Google specifically for smartphones, are currently rolling out through a new app, and they are all presented in an adjustable 360-degree view. Google is busting some major names involved in the production, the most notable of them being Justin Lin, who directed episodes of Community, 4 films in the Fast and Furious franchise, and is expected to helm a part of this upcoming season of True Detective. But for now, let's take a look behind the scenes of Duet, which was directed by veteran Disney animator Glenn Keane, whose work includes major hits for the company such as The Little Mermaid and Aladdin. Maybe Google are onto something. Again, take a look, it's pretty.
You are an artist. It's going to take both sides to really move this art form forward to what it can become.
With a traditional story, the director holds the camera, so you know he'll get it right. But in our medium, we never knew. You see somebody watching Duet and tearing up. That's a moment that you don't forget.
Magical. Beloved viewing public and fellow human beings, for many months we have been warning you about the onset of deadly robot technology, which is currently slowly plotting the downfall of mankind as we broadcast. Before you is terrifying video evidence that robots have progressed a bit more towards their ultimate goal of bringing about our eventual demise. If pursued by a multi-legged metallic beast, you can no longer take out a baseball bat and bash its leg, dooming it to ridiculously, helplessly carrying on and moving in a circle like the stupid machine that it is. Now, as you can see, robots can adapt to such damage and walk with a limp in a project by researcher Jean-Baptiste Moore. Why would they need such an ability unless they were preparing for a war with all mankind? Think about it. And now it's time to kickstart the world with Didi Chanoch. Good evening, Didi.
Good evening, Jason.
So we're starting with the LGBT youth in Israel.
Yes, we are. There's a new project to help an existing organization. You want to take a look at the VTR?
Yes, I do.
Sure.
אתה ממזכרת, באתי במקום הנכון?
את מנשר.
אין מצב שגם את עברת מגנדה בתל אביב.
או מקיבוץ?
כי אני גם.
בגלל העדפה המינית שלי.
בגלל מי שאני.
אני אוהבת את העיר שגדלתי בה.
אני אוהב את העיר שלי.
אבל לא מרגישה בטוחה.
אני לא יכול להיות שם מי שאני באמת.
השנה איגי פתחה קבוצות לנוער גאה בלמעלה מ-30 ערים.
בזכותן, אנחנו מצליחים להראות לכולם שאנחנו כאן ובכל מקום.
אבל לא תמיד יש מי שידאג להקים קבוצות או תרבות גאה. אני לא רוצה לעבור לתל אביב בשביל להרגיש בטוחה.
אני רוצה להישאר בעיר שלי.
אני עושה שנת שירות באיגי ועברתי לתל אביב בשביל לעשות שינוי.
אבל מה עם הבית שלי?
ושלי?
הכשרת שינשינים בערים שלנו תעזור להשאיר אותנו בבית.
ולתרום הכי מקרוב.
Okay, so what's the campaign exactly?
Okay, the IGI and other LGBT groups and organizations are very active in the large cities, especially Tel Aviv. And while Israel is a small country, they still want to be able to reach out to a lot of smaller places where people live. And this is the idea here, to create groups of the organization in various, at this point they're talking about 30 towns in the country, and that's what they're raising funds for.
Okay, and how's it going for them?
It is going quite well. They still have 20 days to go, and they've raised about 120,000 shekels. Out of their goal is 150. I'm very certain they're going to reach it, but still a good thing to help.
Okay, do you have a specific thing they need, or just helping them bring the IGI to, the suburbs of Tel Aviv?
No, not the suburbs of Tel Aviv.
Not the suburbs, the far cities
The
in
far
Israel.
cities. That is the specific thing they're doing. What they're doing is
Opening centers?
Yeah,
Okay.
opening groups.
Groups,
You know,
okay.
centers is real estate, and that's a lot more money.
Yes. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, from something that a social good to something that's a technological, really, really cool.
Okay.
Let's take a look
Let's
at
take a look.
the new VR.
We are on a mission to unlock the essence of reality in virtual worlds, to enable human integration with technology that is so seamless. All it takes is a glance for your digital environment to react at the speed of thought. We are Fove, the world's first eye-tracking virtual reality headset.
Fove is pushing the boundaries of what is possible with virtual reality and helping to realize its true potential. We wanted to create the next generation of VR, so we developed the world's most advanced eye-tracking technology and are complementing it with a high-resolution screen and low-latency tracking.
As the user perceives the digital environment, Fove's infrared cameras track their pupils and register the slightest movements. With each expression, glance, and blink, the user's intentions manifest in the virtual world.
Because Fove knows exactly where the user is looking with imperceptible delay, we can enable a technique called foveated rendering.
Very cool. Kind of scary, obviously, because
Yeah.
there's something looking in your eye.
Yeah, but you have to put a helmet on to do it.
Yes, yes.
There are a few really cool things about this. It's obviously cool for gaming, which is what they start out talking about. But it's also another social good because if you're physically handicapped, you can use a computer. You can type. You can use a mouse. All using your eyes, and that's kind of amazing. Previous technologies were able to track your head, and that was pretty cool. But this is tracking your head, but also your eyes.
But I'm assuming that, so it's a very cool technology, but what is it worth unless, people actually program games specifically for this technology?
Absolutely true. And, the money they've raised so far, which is about $350,000, is pretty much all from developers. That's who they're selling to right now. They're not interested in consumers, just like the Oculus Rift way back when. We're not interested in consumers. They were interested in developers. And they seem to have had quite a few developers. They've got about 1,000 developers signed up, and that's not bad.
Wow, I never thought about the fact that, a crowd-funded product can be not for a crowd, but for, developers.
It's a crowd, just not a crowd of consumers, but a crowd of developers.
It's part of the industry, though. Instead of going, to companies and trying to sell your idea, you just put your idea out there.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and what are the prospects with this technology for gaming, if we can imagine together?
Look, if you can point and shoot by looking, the dexterity and the ability you can bring to games and the immersion is obviously a lot bigger. It's another step forward from the VR helmets we're seeing coming to the market this year and in the next year, which is where we're going to see a lot of them come in.
Okay, well, my eyes are tired just of thinking about it, but that's me. I have delicate eyes.
Okay. Our last project for this week is the Double Clicks, who are a geeky musical duo of two sisters, and this is their second album on Kickstarter. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Hello there! We're the Double Clicks. We make music on the internet and in real life. And we've come outdoors today to talk to you about our new album, President Snakes. President Snakes, President Snakes. We're recording this album right now and it's really great. President Snakes has songs about dinosaurs, growing up, social anxiety, cats, and science. That's actually only 2 of the songs. President Snakes, President Snakes. It also has some songs about self-esteem, about empowerment, and songs that people have been like, hey, put that song on an album. There's also one song about a bunch of snakes who run for president.
So many artists are doing this, singers, artists. What makes an artist more, what can make him more successful in this type of project now that there's so many?
They were able to go viral with a couple of songs. One is "Nothing to Prove," which is a battle cry for feminist geeks, for female geeks, and people love them. It's not, they're not going to reach a wide audience. They're not looking for a wide audience. They're hitting their specific niche, and the people who like them a lot. And people love their first album, so the second one doing well is not a surprise.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it helps if you have, a bit of success behind you and an audience. Okay, Didi, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason.
See you next week with more crowdsourced projects, hopefully.
Yes, funded.
Okay, let's move on. Folks, you sure look like you need a vacation, but we know that in this economy, a real one could be a tough feat to achieve, and this next clever parody knows exactly what you really want from your vacation. We're not judging you. You probably had a tough week, right? Okay.
Our customers love the flexibility of Airbnb, but some people are looking for even more rental options. That's why we're introducing Airbnb Express, which gives you only the best part of Airbnb, going in a stranger's apartment and looking through their stuff.
Crocs? Really?
He left his mail just out. I'm gonna go through it, right?
We know you like to look around. We're just making it easier. With Airbnb Express, you can book for just an hour or 2. Plenty of time to pop in and judge all their stuff.
Check it out. He owns churches on vinyl.
He keeps them both in the same bag?
This guy's family is super ugly.
Babe, this is my impression of this guy waking up. I'm alone again.
Airbnb Express even gets you access to that special locked closet that you're not supposed to go in.
Oh, this is gonna be weird.
I'm gonna do it! What's in it?
Nothing.
What?
There's nothing in it. Don't look
No,
at that.
I'm gonna see.
Call it creepy, call it curious, we really don't care. Airbnb Express. Start snooping.
Funny, sad, and true. Lego video games became a huge phenomenon in recent years, but one genre that Lego won't tackle are one-person shooters. Fortunately, this next video quenches our thirst for yellow plastic blood with some hilarious nods to game classics. Hilarious if you're a geek. And that's it, show's over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new show of The Tube. Please join us for our weekend edition. And always remember, I love to go to the playground and watch the children jumping up and down. They don't know I'm firing blanks. Goodbye.